Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be reviewing the Polygon T7. I've recently just been out biking on a couple times this week, so the bike's filthy, so the first thing I'm going to do is give it a wash. Alright, so the bike's all freshly washed now, so let's get into it. So I'm running the medium frame in 27.5, so that means I get the 150mm front travel, whereas I think the 29 only comes with 140. This is my first full suspension bike, so I wasn't too sure on if I'd get like a medium or a small, but the small was like on back order for a couple months, so I just sent it, got the medium, got it from Evo Cycles, just locally, so that was all good. So I've just got a set of Crank Brother pedals that I got on straight away from when I got it. I think the original pedals were a bit too small, so I ended up just giving those to a friend. So everything else is completely stock, like still the original tires and brake setup and everything like that. So all I've really done is just played around with the stack, how tall I want it, and pretty much the pressures. Pretty much as soon as I got this bike, I set it up really stiff because I was riding Skyline, which is like more of like a bike park setup. And because coming from a BMX background, I like the bike really stiff, so I can just pump, and it's pretty much what I'm used to. I want to say 120 psi in the front and 200 psi in the rear, with just a few clicks fast on the rebound. I weigh about 65 kilos, so I'd say it's quite a lot stiffer than what's recommended for these bikes. Super good for like the hard tracks, like bike park type stuff, big jumps. But then recently I've been doing a lot more technical type of riding and trails and stuff, so I tried another bike setup where I put the front suspension down to 100 psi and the rear to 180 psi, and just put I put the speed to just one click fast, front and rear, and that's got me a lot more grip for a lot softer trails. For tire pressure I'm running, I think I put 21 in the front, like 23 in the back type of thing. The tires I think might be a bit too wide for doing more technical stuff, so I'm thinking about going to a more thinner tire, but I really haven't had much issue apart from maybe just the front end starting to slide a bit, but that's pretty much it. So I originally got this bike because it's one of the cheaper full suspension options, and honestly I pretty much like that fade. Like the blue to green I actually thought was pretty cool and unique for the bikes out there, because the other options were just like plain black or just single color, so I thought this would look cool for videos and all that, and I think it turned out pretty cool. Alright, so that's enough talk about the bike, and I'm sure you guys all want to know how it actually handles and how it rides on the trails. So next clips we're going to take it out on the trails and run it through some different tests. Alright, made it up to Rotorua Redwoods and we're going to test this bike out. Got the shock pump, going to chuck about front pressure down to 85, maybe 90, and then the rear might just keep it as it is at 180. Then I'll get some clips of us riding and let you know how it goes. See what pressure we got on the front. Yeah, so we're running 100. I'm going to drop it down and we'll just go one click fast.
You're just going to leave the rear?
Yeah, I think because it's more even now, so it might be all good. Right, so first bit of the review, we're going to do the climbing since we got to get up to the trails. It's pretty hard, but I think it's set up alright. The way it's got like dropper posts, it's got the shocks in a real convenient place. Just down here, so you can quite easy to lock out while you're on the go, so I think that's pretty good. The weight's pretty heavy, so you can definitely feel it grinding up. And I wish the dropper had a bit more height on it, and that's pretty much it. Don't really buy this bike to go climbing. It's more for just a trail shred, going down, a bit of flat trail, bike park type stuff. We're gonna do a climb and speed test.
Go for it, buddy.
Past Big Boss.
Oh, what?
Catching up to Damo. It's on a Rain 29er. Polygon climbs better. We're gonna review this bike on how it jumps.
Where are you going first?
We're gonna go down Little Riding Huck on the T7. I'm gonna run it in with some speed. Last time didn't really get enough speed, so alright, dropping in. So the bike floats really nice over the jumps, and it feels pretty balanced. Like, casing and stuff is pretty good with rear shock setup, and quite low handlebars really help to like pump through, get that takeoff and stuff. Probably what I like about this bike the most is that you can kind of do pretty gnarly trails, but then again just send it down some cool dirt jumps. Handles both pretty well. So next we're going to try it in some more tech type terrain, and then there'll be more of a test of how this bike handles with the smaller suspension, and see if we can keep up with friend Damien. He's on a giant Rain which has a bit more travel front and back, and it's a 29er.
Unless I like speak come off.
So I've actually been super impressed with this bike, like all round, from jumping, climbing, going through trails. It just pretty much does it all. Pretty much can't recommend this bike enough. Like, it's the perfect, just under $3,000, well, in New Zealand dollars. I think it was one of the cheapest full suspension bikes that has about over 140mm travel. So it's just perfect to just jump on, swap the pedals, set up the suspension to however you want, and then you can just ride a whole bunch of different trails. Done like cross country racing just like locally Monday night, and then I've done also like downhill grade 5 type trails, and it holds up pretty well throughout it all. You just gotta hold on and trust the bike will handle it. I do have some plans to do some upgrades that I might put on the channel, future videos. I'm thinking about just changing the tyres and a few other things. Hopefully be riding at Crankworx Rotorua end of this year if I can get myself fit enough and in shape to compete in those events, which would be really cool for the bike and for the channel. So if you guys want to see that, make sure you subscribe and let me know what you guys want to see me do with this bike. If you want more riding videos or like a breakdown of how to set it up or something, be pretty cool to do. So tell me what you think about this video. I've got a few more videos that I want to do about this bike, like pushing it to the limits and stuff and seeing how well it handles, more riding clips, stuff like that. Super excited for. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video and stay tuned for more content.